Om Shanti and a very good morning. Let's take a moment to stabilize ourselves. Get ready to what Baba has to say today. Mind is completely relaxed and the soul is completely ready to absorb each and every word of the learnings that Baba is imparting through this Murli today. Today's Murli is dated 24th May 1972, and the title of today's Murli is The Basis of Change, that is determination. In this Murli, Baba has called us spiritual magicians. Today's Murli is a constant reminder that we are a point of light and we are ongoingly present, practicing being present, that I'm a point of light. There is limited time that we have to change our own self and in turn the other souls around the world. In the last few births, many births rather, we have been ongoingly forgetting that I am a soul and come into body consciousness full of attachments. So through this Murli, Baba is allowing us to liberate ourselves from the shackles of body consciousness and Maya. Today, Baba is very pleased seeing all the effort making souls because he knows that these are the elevated souls who are instrumental in bringing about the transformation of the world. Baba is mentioning this, addressing this to all of us. Each elevated soul is performing such wonders number wise. Although at the present time, there may be some weakness or defect. These are the souls who are going to change from one thing to something else. So, seeing the future and the perfect stage of all of you, Baba is very happy. All of you are the greatest of all spiritual magicians. Are you not? Just as magicians show very unique games in a very short time, in the same way, you spiritual magicians are the ones who will bring about the transformation of the world with the power of your spirituality. You are those who make the bankrupt double crowned. double Tajdari. However, you are those who carry out such a great task of changing the self and changing the world with just one determined thought. You transform yourselves with just one determined thought. What is that one determined thought through which the sanskars of forgetfulness of many births are emerged? It is a matter of just 1 second through which you changed yourselves. Just as in 1 second you had the one determined thought that I am the soul, and you transformed everything about yourself. In the same way, you bring about transformation of the world with just one determined thought. What is that one determined thought? We are the images of support and the images of upliftment for the world. That is, we are the world benefactors. You constantly remain engaged in the task of transforming the world by imbibing just this one thought. So, you are such spiritual magicians that you transform yourselves and the world with just one thought. Those magicians demonstrate transforming things for a temporary period. But you spiritual magicians are those who have an imperishable attainment and also inspire others to attain an imperishable attainment. So, create every thought and perform every action whilst constantly keeping this elevated status, an elevated task in front of you. And then none of your thoughts or actions will be wasted. Whilst moving along, whilst in the old body and in the old world, because of forgetting your elevated status and your elevated task, you make many types of mistake. To forget your own self is also a mistake. To forget that I am a soul is also a mistake. Those who forget themselves become instruments to make many mistakes. And we can look at that being in body consciousness and out of attachments, how many mistakes we make, how many places that you would see where you would end up doing disservice. Therefore, constantly keep your elevated status in front of you. True Bhagats stay very distant from those who are considered to be atheists, Nastic, or who are ignorant and who perform sinful actions, or who are under the influence of the vices in terms of the world. Whoever is in Bhakti Marg, who religious, who follow religious practices deeply, they stay very distant from those who are considered to be atheists, or who are ignorant and who perform sinful actions, or who are under the influence of the vices in terms of the world. Why? What is the reason that the intense devotees, the true bhagats, constantly keep that special deity in front of themselves? Because of keeping them in front of themselves, they keep themselves safe from many things and they become more elevated than many other souls. If you look at people who are imbibing religious practices, in their own way, they will be disciplined with their approach, with their habits, and they will keep themselves away. And the difference that would be there in other souls and them will be evident. Since Bhagats can become more elevated than atheists and ignorant people by keeping their special deities in front of themselves, what will the knowledgeable souls who constantly keep their elevated status and task in front of themselves become? The most elevated of all souls. And this is the privilege that we Brahmins have got. So ask yourself, are your task and status constantly in front of you? You've had the sanskars of forgetting for a long period of time. And so, if even now you imbibe the sanskars of forgetting, then when will you attain the intoxication and happiness that you should of becoming an embodiment of remembrance? And so, if even now you imbibe the sanskars of forgetting that I am a soul, then when will you attain the intoxication and happiness that you should of becoming an embodiment of remembrance? Why are you not able to experience the happiness and joy of being an embodiment of remembrance? What is the main reason for that? The main reason is that you have not yet become a conqueror of attachment in all forms. In fact, being in body consciousness, it is the attachments that conquer you. So if you are a conqueror of attachment, you will become an embodiment of remembrance. So, first of all, check yourself to see to what extent you have become a conqueror of attachment. To come into body consciousness again and again proves that you have not gone beyond having attachment to the body, or that you have not destroyed attachment to the body. To come into body consciousness again and again proves that you have not gone beyond having attachment to the body, or that you have not destroyed attachment to the body. Because of your not being a conqueror of attachment, the time and power that you are attaining from the Father as an inheritance are not being used for any task. Everyone receives power equally. So when we get Baba's sustenance, it's not that the other souls get more power and we get less power. Every one of us get the same power. But because of we not conquering our attachments, the time and power that we attain from the Father, as an inheritance, are not being used for any task. And if we reflect over here, we can look at the impact that attachments is having on us on a day-to-day basis. How many times we are sad, unhappy, dejected, rejected, sad, suffering. And with that depletion, what kind of energy would we be imparting to the rest of the souls around us? Or for that matter, in any kind of tasks that we would do ongoingly. Since you have become the children, you claim a right to the property and the inheritance of the Father. So all souls have received the right to all powers, and they claim a right to that. Therefore, all souls receive the inheritance of all powers. However, to use the inheritance of all those powers for a task and to bring about progress within yourself happens number wise according to effort. To use the inheritance of all the powers for a task and to bring about progress within your own self. It happens number wise according to the efforts that we would put in. Therefore, what would be said when you are the children of the unlimited Father and you only claim a limited inheritance? Instead of an unlimited status, to claim a limited inheritance or a limited status is not the task of the children of the unlimited one. So Baba is giving Behat ka status, Behat ka Varsa, and then we only take Had ka Varsa, prorata to the efforts that we put in. So even now, make yourselves those who have a right to the unlimited inheritance. Those who have a right are never dependent on their creation. Those who have a right on unlimited inheritance, they are never dependent on their creation. Would those who are dependent on their own creation be called those who have a right? Because if it is your creation, then again, there is I coming in that, and that is also Maya. By being forgetful again and again, you make yourself weak. By forgetting that I am a soul again and again, I make myself weak. And because of being weak, you're not able to face even little things. Anything happens and our stability gets displaced. So Baba's saying, now bid farewell to the sanskars of half a kalpa of forgetfulness. So whatever you have forgotten for half a kalpa that I'm nothing but a point of light. I am not this body. I'm not this identity. I am this point of light, and my Supreme Father is also a point of light. Today, Babdada is making all of you make a promise. Just as you people challenge the people of the world, telling them that this old world is now about to be destroyed. In the same way, can you not bid farewell to the sanskars of forgetfulness? Can you not become the conquerors of Maya? When you can give courage to others and make them enthusiastic, can you not give courage to your own self and make yourself enthusiastic? Such a wonderful question Baba has asked us. That when we can give courage to others and contribute to their lives, can we not give courage to our own self and make our own selves enthusiastic ongoingly? So make a promise, Baba says. Make a promise that from today, you will not be defeated by Maya in any form or any situation, but that you will fight her and become victorious. So tie this bond on yourself. You tie a Rakhi on those who do not have any knowledge or power and have them make a promise. And so, can you, who have attained knowledge and power and have been in relationship over a long period of time and are elevated, Mahavir souls, the souls who are the embodiment of Shakti, the Pandava army, can you not tie this Rakhi of a promise? Do you wish to make the weaknesses and defects your companions till the end? Nowadays, through science, people are able to destroy anything in just 1 second. So, can you, who are knowledgeful and through science, so can you, who are knowledgeful and master almighty authorities, not destroy your weaknesses with a determined thought or promise of 1 second, putting a full stop to Maya in 1 second? You give others these points with great intoxication and force. So, when we are imparting knowledge to others, we give these points to them with great intoxication and force. So, just as you tell others with this intoxication, in the same way, can you yourself not have the intoxication and sparkle of becoming victorious? So, from today, bid farewell to the weaknesses for all time. Again, if you reflect and look at the attachments, the weaknesses, what have they given you? What has it given us? Eventually, it gives us pain, it gives us suffering. 1 minute to be an effort maker, and the next minute to be an angel. Can you not see your complete stage so close? 1 minute to be an effort maker, and the next minute to be a farishta. Can you not see your complete stage so close? Especially since Baba has handpicked us from the population of 800 crores. We're being fortunate to be part of this family. Can we not see our complete state so close? And since the time is so close in the confluence age, now as we are towards the end of the end, the perfect stage should also be as close. So it's not that yet there is time, kar lenge, we will do it. Let me enjoy the worldly pleasures. Let me run after Vastu, Vyakti, and Vaibhav. Let me run after fame, people around us, and amenities. It is through this that you will be able to put power into your effort. When someone knows that his destination is only a little distance away, he forgets everything else in the happiness of reaching the destination. Look at the time when you're traveling somewhere and you're just about as close to reach where you're supposed to reach. Suddenly, all the focus will be on getting ready and only in getting ready to reach the destination. You already imagine that the destination is here. When you become lazy as you move along, because of being tired whilst making effort, or because of little problems, in order to finish all these, keep the time in front of you clearly. And together with the time, keep your attainment in front of you. And then the laziness and tiredness will finish. Keep the time in front of you clearly. This is the time, and the time is now. And together with the time, keep your attainment in front of you. And as you do that, the laziness and tiredness will finish. Just as you create service plans for every year, in the same way, make a plan for yourself for your stage of ascent, of climbing the steps of divinity, for becoming perfect and for having elevated thoughts and performing elevated karmas. Together with keeping the plans in front of you, put them into a practical form at every moment. One is making plans, and two, taking actions on those plans. Put them in practicality, put them in application, not only in knowledge. Acha, to those who make such a promise and reveal their perfect stage, and the Father, Baba says, Namaste. To those who make such a promise and reveal their perfect stage, and the Father, Baba is telling them, Namaste. So the promise that Baba has asking from us is to remove the forgetfulness and come back to the awareness that I am nothing but a point of light. I am nothing but a soul. I am not the body. I am not the identity. I am one who's only and only going to have elevated karmas. And I want nothing for my own self. Because all that I want is anyways provided by Baba. Om Shanti. So a couple of moments of silence before we get ready to share. All right, you can unmute yourself, whoever would like to share. Everyone seems to be in the intoxication that I am a point of light.
Om Shanti. Prakash.
Yes, Bijit Bhai.
Uh, Very lovely Murli, short Murli. Um, I like this point where Papa said that we are spiritual magicians who have the capacity to transform the world with the power of spirituality. So we need to check. We have to end our weaknesses first. We do have some weaknesses. That's what Papa says. So we need to determine our thought that what is our eternal form is. We need to start living with that awareness constantly. That's where the transformation takes place. That I am a soul. The more we practice that, the better we become. And eventually our karma, our actions will also reflect on this.
Yes, Bijit Bhai. The efforts are not of doing the divine deeds. The effort is about actually giving up the attachment, the intoxication of the attachment,
Right.
I
So
would
we are,
say.
yeah. So as we go on, I think the intoxication is also losing. So Baba says that we need to look at the buckets. So how they are keeping themselves intoxicated is by keeping the deities form in front and then doing devotion and everything. When they are able to do it, right?
Yeah,
We are the children of God. Are
yeah,
unable to maintain their intoxication. Baba
yeah.
gave
They,
immediate techniques which can be used to keep up our intoxication. Thank
yeah,
you.
whoever is having religious practices are actually worshipping the deities, and we have forgotten that we are deities ourselves.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yes, Girjaben.
Yeah, as you were saying, like when you read the Murli, after that, I just think these Murlis, these are 1972 Murlis. So it's more like Baba is giving very close to close special teachings, because the souls at that time, they were the foundation soul, and Baba had a lot of hope on them. So the more you see, it's a kind of filling in them which he had to do. And he started today with that word dridata. So that probably they were a little up and down as Brahma Baba had left his body, or I'm not sure about that aspect. But that's why I just see the background of the Murli. And now today it's relevant because Baba also wants that foundation with some or not more to continue. So for me, in today's Murli, what Baba said, two things have to remember. Who am I? My status. What's the purpose of taking this Brahmin birth? My task. So for that, he says, you are a soul, you are an image, you are going to uplift and you are going to support. And for that, he says, now think I am Shakti, I am Pandav, I am Mahavir, and I'm going to make a promise for three things: farewell, forgetfulness, conquering Maya, and enthusiasm. Like if you take as a student, I was just trying to grasp what is this, what is the teaching he's giving in the Murli, because his Murli just runs through a thread from up to down. So this is what is the thread I'm just going to take today. Om Shanti.
Yes, this Murli is all about realization and elevation. Realization of what we have forgotten and the elevation of who we actually are. Like you said, what is the purpose of our we being here and our Brahmin life now? The thing to also look at, Girjaben, is that Baba has chosen us. What is the purpose that Baba has chosen no one else but us? Why? And we doing justice to that. This is what is coming up to me as you are sharing your perspective. Balvinder, man, we cannot hear you.
Om Shanti Baiji and Divine Family. Yes, Baba, you touched me very deeply today. Yes, you are 100% correct. These attachments have given me nothing except intense deep pain. I was lost in that cycle. That's why I came running, but I was lost. Now I came to you. You have opened my eyes. As I'm still opening up on awakening path, I'm still struggling to find out who am I, who are you, and how I'm related to you. I'm still in that cycle. I promise, as soon as I get 100% clarity, I will remember. I am the soul, not role. I am the soul, not body. I am awareness. I am master awareness. Yes, Baba, I'm working on myself every day. And very soon, I will declare and I will come running to you. Baba, yes, I know today. Who am I? Who are you? Yes, Baba, I am your victorious child. So Baba, please give me more time. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Very nice, Balvinder Ben. And you have not come. You may feel that you have come here, but you have not come. Baba's gotten you here. And the practice, yesterday also you were asking this question to sister, and I mean, this is the practice I would invite everyone, including my own self, that for the next few days, let's ongoingly practice, constantly have this ranting happening in our minds that I am a soul and everyone else around me is also a soul, not relating to them from their habits, the way they talk, the way they behave, nothing, but having that compassion, that understanding that they are going through their own journey. That is their karmic cycle. And I am the representation of the Supreme Father to relate to them from nothing else but a soul. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Bhaiji.
Om Shanti Bhaiji. Just adding to the consciousness of I, that which actually degrade us, and that same consciousness of I, the soul, can uplift us. It's just a matter of awareness, right, that we just have to practice. As we come on to action on, day-to-day action. So the more that we can practice that, as in when we use this I, right, I my soul, we can have this little awareness along with I. That itself can change a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
indeed it can. If the acquired learnings over a period of this birth and earlier births is relating to ourselves from the body consciousness. Had we been the body, then we would have been eternal. But we are not. We are oblivious to.
Right. So Baba actually gave this awareness that you
Yeah,
are a soul. So that's where the
yeah,
complete consciousness shift has happened,
yeah.
right, from body to soul.
Yeah, and that is what Baba mentioned even in the Baba Milan Murli day before yesterday. That just keep on reminding yourself through the day as we come towards the end of the Murli that day. Baba just says that every intermittently through the day, just keep on 1 second, just disconnect and get connected to I am a soul. I'm a point of light. That's it. Over a period of time, allow your system to accept this. Then there will be no conscious effort that will need to be taken. This is what I think.
Right, right. And often this comes in Sakar Murli also. The more we practice
Yeah,
that being detached from the world, at least for a few minutes or as and when we get time, that's going to make us an easy yogi.
yeah,
And we don't complain that we are not able to connect Baba, or we are not
yeah.
able to remember Baba. So I mean, lack of practice. The more we practice, the better it takes. So,
In fact, unconsciously, you are practicing attachments, isn't it?
right, right.
Yeah,
And it is also equally important that we understand or maintain the consciousness that we are guests to this world,
yeah.
because that also help us to forget or conquer our attachments.
That's true.
Brother, just to add one more thing, I perfectly agree with you about the Milan Ka Murli. You know, Baba gives us these capsules sometimes. I like the way when he says, remember the point, put the point, become a point. I think that also one thing, if today we take it over here, that is one of my status, which reminds me. And these small, small things, but it's so deep. I just say, remember the point, make a point, and then he gives that English grammar of question mark. But how much do we really go deep into that? Why I'm not able to go deep into that? That's what one has to do. Then I also like the knowledge of five which Baba gives. It's not in today. You know, Baba speaks about five kind of attachment. Then he speaks about the five forms which you can take because, you know, attachment disempowers the soul. But I just need a little bit of churning from you, brother. When Baba says, bid farewell to the samskars of forgetfulness, asmriti. I was just trying to assimilate what is so much in that forgetfulness other than my body, which Baba is trying to make me do as a farewell ceremony. Could you please churn on that a little bit, brother?
So, as you are sharing what's coming to your mind, what is coming to my mind is that it's not only of this lifetime, it is something with which we have come in this birth, which has been accumulated from the previous births. So it's not that we are only responsible for looking at this birth, but acceptance of all, like Baba said, no half kalpa. So that period where we ongoingly, and that has become the sanskar. Okay, that is why it is difficult to undo, because that is how people relate to uh, okay, attachment nahi rakhna hai. If not keeping attachment, doesn't that mean that, oh, then we are detached, we are indifferent, we are numb, we are insensitive? So the understanding isn't there. It's because whatever we've acquired out of the accumulation of the past births as well. So at this moment, understanding that is one aspect. The other aspect is put a full stop on that also and just start practicing. I'm a point of light. This is my purpose. I'm here to do kalyan on my own self, not making myself available for sufferings out of attachments. And at the same time, providing that space, that kind of a listening for the souls around me, of understanding, of acceptance, of compassion, of understanding that they are also coming through the journey of their past birth sanskars. So just practicing that I am a point of light, and so is everyone around me, no matter what they say about themselves, and no matter how much we talk about ourselves. Because Maya is gravitational. We don't have to really take efforts to get into attachments. But yeah, coming out of attachment and coming into an elevated space is something that we consciously need to act and practice on. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but brother, when this soul took a new body, in a new womb, I was so beautiful when I was born. Which courier came and put in all that kalpa of those vices and all to me? I just think because I'm so beautiful when I'm born, a newborn thing. So how did suddenly that half a kalpas, that old baggage come on me? I just think, which was the thing which really took me into a smriti?
So, if I can share a bit in a nutshell out of what I got, I was listening to one of the discourses conducted by Usha Didi, and she explained this, that we choose to which family we want to go, to which womb we want to go. Because we see with Dharmraj, we see uh, a complete account, karmic account. And to settle that, we come into this birth. And as we take this birth, there is complete innocence. So in the initial, when you're 2 years, 3 years, that is the time, maybe around that time you would remember what is the purpose of your this birth. But as that body starts growing and the mind starts developing, it starts acquiring and accumulating the pollution that is around, the pollution of body consciousness. And in that journey, somewhere the whole purpose for which that soul has taken birth in that family, in that surrounding, is forgotten. And instead of cleaning up the karmas, that soul ends up adding more karmas. So that is something that has not been in your hands, because as you were growing, you didn't have this gyan. But yes, today, as we have this gyan, this awareness, Baba's imparting to us, all that we do is, rather than getting into the understanding of that, just get into the realization that I am nothing but a point of light. Like it is very clear, Baba is a point of light. And we also relate to ourselves that the soul is eternal. We've been taking birth after birth. So whatever has come on the soul is out of the body attachments, bodily attachments. And just undoing that by the awareness is where the practice would allow you to elevate. You must listen to that discourse by Usha Didi. All right. Anyone else before we get on to the meditation? Anyone else would like to share? Sakshi Ban, Simran Ban? Yes, Vijit Bhai.
May I add on to that, Pradeep?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you rightly said. So we have this sanskars of developed sanskars and also the deity sanskars within us, right? It is in merged form. It has to emerge. How does that emerging happens? By bringing that awareness into ourselves. As much as we practice that, the form will slowly emerges. That's why Baba says spinning the discus of self-realization. The more we do that, that awareness emerges within us. So it is in merged form now, the lack of practice, right? And with the remembrance of Baba and the more awareness, the more practice that we do, we are going through the kalpa, right? We are actually going through a trip of 5,000 years by spinning the disc of self-realization, which is actually emerging all the deity sanskars. And of course, by inculcating the virtues also that which Baba is teaching.
Yeah. And like you rightly said, that we are settling the Hisab Kitab of so many years. Like this is March ending and we settle the accounts for the accounting year. So this is actually the March ending of our whole Kalpa of 5,000 years, of the cycle of 5,000 years that we are looking at settling, isn't it? Yes. Anyone else? It's wonderful to see everyone in the intoxication of soul consciousness. Okay, so in the interest of time, let's get onto a short meditation. Rakhiven, Amiven, and we have some.
Sure. You want a song?
Yeah, just put some light music if you want, or if, yeah, whatever. So the new promise that Baba has asked from us today, inside of that, let's put a full stop. A full stop to being harsh on our own selves, and in turn, being harsh on others. The divine powers, the right to inheritance that Baba has given us. Let this time from now be that of doing complete justice to what Baba is expecting out of us. Let's consciously look at what all can I do by relating to myself as a soul and to each one around me as a soul. No word, no thought, or no action is coming with an intention to bind anyone or to trouble or to weigh down anyone with our expectations. How free a soul would be. Let's free ourselves from the shackles of what we've allowed to tie ourselves down. These few days, till the time it becomes a habit, till the time you come back to the realization of the actual you. Let all of us do this Purusharth ongoingly for saying to ourselves that I am nothing but a soul. Like Baba says, मुझे किसी से कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. I want nothing from anyone. I am free, and so are the people around me, whom I have bound out of my attachments and expectations. It's only me and my Divine Father. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Baba. See you all tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Om Shanti.